loss and mental health. Welcome very much.
Thank you.
Yes, kindly tell us who you are. Yeah.
My name is Kimathi. I'm happy to be here today. About today's topic, loss and mental health, maybe first I can give you a background story. My story is once upon a time I was married. I was married for quite some time, for 7 years. I had a good job, a well-paying job. Socially, life was good, and I had everything I could have ever wanted to ask for, and then more. So it was the best 7 years of my life. I loved my wife, I loved my kids, I had a good job, I had money. But then life, you can say life happened. In a span of 2 months, I had lost everything. I had lost my wife, my family in general. I had lost my family, I had lost my job. I was jobless, I was homeless. I was broke. You can imagine.
Now, when you tell us about loss, what are we talking about here? We're talking of them leaving or going forever.
About loss is, my family was my life. My kids are my everything, because they're still alive. By saying loss, you may think that maybe they died or something. No, they're still alive. But then there's that bond, there's that connection I had, that safety, what can I call it, bubble that I had. So when I lost that family bubble popped, I was used to having a good life. Like, I never lacked for anything, but then all of a sudden I've lost that. I'm broke. I've lost my house. I'm homeless. I'm trying to think, where am I going to sleep tonight? So that aspect of losing something that I was holding on to, something that I never thought
that moment would come.
Exactly, like that thing that you fear most. Like I can't lose my family. If I lose my family, I'm done for.
Were there triggers that brought to this? Is it that you lost the job and then your wife decided, I can't take this anymore, let me go? Or is it that something within the family happened, or something you had been, for you, maybe your family was intact in your mind, but for her, it wasn't. This was not my thing.
Well, there are two sides to every story. And the side depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But on my side of the story, it's something that I can't explain. Because like you can lose one and still have the other.
Yeah.
You can lose your family but still have your job. Or you can lose your job and still have your family. But then losing them at the same time, I don't know. It still baffles me up to date. But then,
because my interest would be, I'm imagining, you see, there are those women who are like, I used to be with you, not because I love you, but because I can see your money. And now that you have the money, we are here. And now that your job imekatika, but now, so which one came first? Is it the money, the job starting off, or the family going?
No, I lost the job first.
The job first. So you started struggling, you can't provide anymore.
Yes, exactly. And I don't know how to put this, but in the society today, a man who can't provide, there's a problem somewhere.
Yeah.
Even though like everything will still remain the same, there will be hurdles, there will be issues. So I don't know what exactly made my wife to leave. But then,
Until today, you've not known. That is interesting. You should have known. Because if you see, I don't think maybe you are you also too much excited, or you thought everything was just okay in this place.
no, according to me, everything was okay.
You
Everything
didn't
was
see
running well.
anything. Mm.
Actually, it's a funny thing that like today you are okay,
And then
very
tomorrow,
much
all of a
okay.
sudden,
Tomorrow you don't know. She doesn't even tell you. Like
she just leaves.
no, you hear it from other sources that hey, your wife wants to leave. Yesterday
How?
we were okay, we were good.
Mm.
So how come that today?
She's gone.
Okay, maybe I was blind. Maybe I was so much into this family thing.
Yeah.
I didn't see the signs. Actually, that is what hit me the most.
And how long did it take? Let's say from the time your job cut off,
Mm-hmm.
how many more months did she take to leave?
2 months.
2 months.
Yes.
That should tell you.
Yeah, 2 months.
Okay.
So so like that aspect of I don't know, like I'm clueless to what is going on.
Yes.
Like to me everything is okay.
Yeah, and then the big impact. This is after 7 good years.
7 good years. In a marriage, there's a stage you get where like nothing scares you anymore.
Yeah, you think we are here to stay.
And you've been through worse.
Yes.
So even something like a job loss
Should not be a big thing.
should not be a big deal because like it's not like I'm jobless forever.
Exactly.
It's just a few days, maybe a month or so.
Yeah, and then I get back.
Then I get back on my feet. This job was a very stable job. Then all of a sudden, I'm jobless. So that hit me hard. I was like mentally unstable for a while. Like that aspect of what do I do from now? Where do I start? But then again, as a man, you should man up and figure things out. So as I was in the process of like sending applications and whatnot, so one day, it's a funny story. One day my dad calls me, so I went and met him, and then he was like, your mother-in-law called me yesterday. She told me that your wife told her to tell me that now, to tell you that this marriage is not working and she wants something. So like it was so sudden, out of the blues. This is something I would have expected from her.
Yes.
For her to tell me that.
Yes.
But then again, like it's a whole process that she's using to
come back to you.
Get to me. So of course, I was shocked. And of course, when you get such news, I confronted her and I'm like, hey, what's going on? She was like, vile ulisikia?
Hivyo ndivyo mambo
Hivyo
hivyo.
ndivyo mambo iko. So I was, okay, is there any chance we can fix this? I'm done.
But now let me bring you back. What was your relationship with her in terms of conversations?
Up to that day,
That's when you
my
discovered
dad called me. He was very much okay.
the marriage was what you were. Communication was just smooth.
Everything
Everything
was,
was good.
other than the money issues, everything in that marriage. Communication was good, life was good. Then out of the blues, like in the morning we are okay. In the afternoon, you want out. What changed?
Now, if we reflect back, I'm interested. This is interesting. If we reflect back in your marriage with him, because you stayed in that marriage for 7 years, your biggest quarrels were revolving around money.
We never had a quarrel about money.
You never had issues.
We
Even
never
when
had
you say you
issues.
don't have money issues with it.
She was okay, and she was working. When I didn't, there's a time I don't have money. She fills in. If she needs something and she doesn't have money, like, you know that.
Yeah, that you are working together.
Yeah, the synergy was good. Yeah, looking back, when I lost my job, things kind of got a bit tense. But then at that time, I couldn't. see.
Yeah.
But there's that thing that I've been married for 7 years. We've been through worse.
In this gap.
We've been through worse. So even these money tension issues, this is something we can fix.
Yeah.
And actually, when my dad called me and asked me, "Are you guys okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, we are okay." He asked me, "Are you sure you're okay?"
No.
I was like, "Okay, we have issues, but it's a kawaida issue." So yeah, so the shock of
living abruptly without your needs.
it kind of threw me off balance, mentally, because I'm a dad. That time I felt like it was easier for me to move out.
Oh, you were in your own house?
No, it was in a rented house, but then again, like moving out, it's a whole process. So I found that it was easier for me to move out. Nimwache everything and the kids, because I felt like these kids they'll have the best life with their mom. Because my daughter was still very young, and my son Bado was still young. So when I moved out, I tried fixing things, but then the shock of these two events kind of threw me like off balance. And at that time sikuwa nafikiria, like I didn't give much thought to mental health. So I was in a place whereby hata mimi mwenyewe sijijui. I can't say like naweza sema nilienda into drinking, maybe reduce the stress or anything. But then I was in a state of sijielewi. Like that state where you ni siku gani, you don't know which day it is, you don't know what you're supposed to do, you don't even remember the last time you ate. So I was in a state of sijielewi. Like me, I thought that there's that stage whereby you're numb. Yeah, that's the word. You're numb. You don't see like something is wrong, but then when someone looks at you, you can tell like huyu mtu hayuko sawa. So I was in that state for a while. I was jobless, I was homeless, I didn't have money, actually the only thing I had were just a few clothes in a backpack. So I was in that state for a while. I used to move from a friend's house to another friend's house to another friend's house until I got a job, a small job. So when I got a job, I thought that now my life is okay now. I've started like getting back where I was. What I didn't realize was like mentally I was off. Physically I was okay. Finances zikaanza kurudi pole pole. But then again mentally I was so off. Like I just sit mahali and just start like I get so emotional. Okay, I know men don't cry, but we cry in the inside. I just sit mahali and I'm so overwhelmed. So I got to a point whereby like my life was kazi,
no socializing,
no social life, no nothing. I'd go even for a week without eating. So at a point I felt like it doesn't make sense. Like what am I even doing? I was living for my family. My family was everything. Like right now, hata make like 100 million shillings. Like life stopped making sense. Kabisa. Yeah, of course, ukifika hapo, the first thing we mind is suicide. But I thought about it, but sikufika.
You didn't try.
Sikufika hapo. But I admit, I thought about it for a while. And because like if life doesn't make sense, the next step is to die. So I can't quite say what happened between my wife and I and issues of parenting and everything. But it got so bad. It got so bad to a point that I felt that I can't, in the state I am, I shouldn't even say that.
Yeah.
Because like I wouldn't want them to see their dad
Yeah.
in such a state. So I think on her side, Leona, like, you know, when you're done with something, you're done and mentally you move on. And then for me, it was a shock.
Yeah.
So, siku nimekuja. So, yeah, I know you like where I'm coming from,
Yeah.
like where I am mentally. So she thought that I should just continue being a dad the way I was. I should continue providing the way I used to provide.
Now that is the lady.
Yes.
She has come back.
No. We talk. So she calls me. I need money for blah blah blah. Your child needs money for this and this and that. At that time, I'm jobless. I'm homeless. I don't have a coin to my name. So when I tell her, "Sina ya pesa sahi, but give me some time, I'll find something." Okay, yeah, anajibu vile anahitaji. So that thing even affected me more.
Yeah.
Made me feel even more worthless.
Yeah.
Now that I can't even provide for my family.
Yes.
And then I think for ladies, we started to generalize that there's that feeling that if a man doesn't provide for his kids, he shouldn't even see his kids.
You know, you are touching it to that because you are assuming you are getting back on that person.
Mm-hmm.
So in the process of getting back on that person, he either has to provide or you don't even have to see his children.
Yes, so ikafika hapo, and me not seeing my kids, it really worsened the situation even more. And then we were living in Nairobi at that time. She moved to Nairobi. Nairobi city ni wapi? I don't know. Meru, I knew. Meru had just get a few coins. Nakimbia Meru, see my children. But then Nairobi sijui ameenda wapi. Hata fare yenyewe ya kutoka hapa kwenda Nairobi. Sina. Someone that I was not. I lost weight. Like, I lost weight, nikakaa mtu tu fine. You know? Because like, kukuta mtu amenona, kuna kitambe, then in a space of 1 month, ako slim, anakaa malnourished, you know something.
Yeah.
So that time I was drinking a lot. I was a social, so my social life was there. Friends tried helping, but I shut them off. So ikafika point like I sat down with myself. Kaona, this thing is not going to should go. So it's either I end my life or I wake up and do something.
Yeah.
So
You tried to end your life, but you are like, I'm afraid to do that.
okay, I didn't get to a point of trial. I had 2 choices. It's either I end my life or I do
work on
something
it.
else. Ending it, I think both choices were hard, but hey, nikaogopa, nikaona I can go hang myself nikose kukufa. Actually, yeah, that is exactly what was running on my mind. But I decided, like, let me try and do something about it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, I go for option 2. And actually, I remember that it was on June 4th, June 4th, 2022. I made a post on Facebook. Okay, nobody, watu hawakujua what it was all about, but I made this post about November 14th. So my point was, if I'm giving myself between now and November 14th, if it doesn't work by that date, on 15th of November 2022, I'm going to end my life.
You wrote like that?
I didn't write, I just wrote a date, November 14th, 2022. So I started, like, first of all, the first step was to quit drinking. Ilikuwa ngumu. But then again, there's this point of once you make an intention to do something, once you have the intention to do something, and you step out confidently, I think God has a way of backing you up. So the first step was to quit drinking. I decided to start, like, rebuilding my social life. Because my social life crumbled when I was leaving, when the whole breakup thing happened. like, you tell all sorts of lies to try and justify yourself.
Exactly.
So my friends, the mutual friends I had with my ex-wife, they bought into their life. And I'm not someone to go, fantasy, no, just believe it. So I cut them off. So trying to rebuild my social life, it was very hard. So I decided, let me first work on myself before I go out there. How do I work on myself, Siju? So I had to go work kwa nyumba, work kwa nyumba. So a friend of mine called me one day and told me, hey, at that time I used to do photography. I want a shoot. I want a photo shoot. Can you come? I'm like, juu ni wewe, nitakuja. So I went. It turned out that it wasn't a photo shoot. It was a birthday party. So Mimi and crowds, I was like,
I don't like this.
So my friend was like, nilijua nikikwambia it's a party food. And we needed to get you into that house.
Oh.
So slowly I made some friends in that party. Now those friends started like getting out of the house. We go for trips and whatnot. So I started getting my self-esteem back. Because for once I never thought that someone would tell me, hey, leo umevaa vizuri. In my whole life.
Hujawahi sikia kitu kama hicho.
So mpaka nikaanza kujisikia handsome. Like, I know I'm not very handsome, but nikaanza kujisikia handsome. Then,
I'm laughing because I thought this is for ladies only. Kumbe even men want compliments. Hey.
Yeah, they go a long way. So I started getting my self-esteem back. But then again, I would relapse. I would take like 5 steps forward, 7 steps backward. So ilikakuwa back and forth. I remember once upon a time I talked to a friend of mine, and she told me the only way of getting out of this circle is acceptance.
Yeah.
You accept that these children, when you unapenda sana, you might never see them again. You accept the fact that one day they will come to look for you. You accept the fact that one day they might even hate you. Siku moja wanaweza kuja waseme, daddy, we know what happened. We love you. Or they come tell you are the worst dad in the world. Once you accept and you internalize any possible scenario, that is the only way you move on.
Sure.
After I made my peace with all those facts, right now I know I might never see my children again. Right now I know this job I have, I might lose it tomorrow. Tomorrow I might be broke. But then again, that accepting of loss and anticipating all possible scenarios, that is kind of what started me on the village. Okay, I've not gotten there yet, but I'm on my way there.
Yeah.
But then I'm better off than I was yesterday. So like this thing of entitlement, expectations, and that thing that owning something, that is what broke me. Because like I was entitled to, these are my children, I should see them. I love them.
Years is a long time.
Whether I have money or not, these are my kids. That expectation of like, yes, we broke up, but we should have a sort of co-parenting thing going on. That expectation of like, yes, I'm working, so tomorrow I should be having money. That expectation, this is between us. The children should not get involved with this. No. Those are the ones that used to make me relapse. But then I got rid of that. Nikamalizana na self-entitlement. Nikasema, whatever happens, I'm ready for it. Whatever comes,
I'm good with it.
So there's that thing of like, I'm holding on to something. Holding on, and then when you lose that thing,
you get psychologically affected.
And especially when you don't see it coming, when it kind of shocks you like it did to me. So, after analyzing all that story, it's not the love of my kids that broke me. It's not losing my job that broke me. It's not losing my marriage marriage that broke me. What broke me were the expectations, the entitlement, so thing about holding on to something. So like that friend of mine told me, ni vile ajui, it was kind of therapy to me. She told me that once you accept that yesterday is gone. Whatever happened, and it's irrelevant. The future, you don't know the future. You're not a prophet, you're not a psychic, you don't know what will happen tomorrow. But what you have right now is this moment, like this very second right here. And once you choose to live in that second, and in the you'll find that you have 24 hours that you've lived without worrying about yesterday or tomorrow. And if you continue like that, you'll end up with 365 days that you lived, you actually lived. But if you worry about tomorrow or yesterday for that matter, you'll end up like forgetting living in the moment. So you'll have, at the end of the year, you have 365 days of worry. But ukisema like, okay, whatever the kids are, they are okay. Let me concentrate on this, the now. Let me do this job, at least it will give me some money. I'll concentrate on this job, I'll get the money. Tomorrow I do the same thing, the next day I do the same thing. At the end of the year, I'll be able to say, at least my days counted. But then I spent a lot of time worrying about what happened. Worrying about what did I do wrong, what did I do right.
Where did I go wrong?
Oh, how about my kids? No. Like a deadbeat dad who doesn't provide, or a deadbeat dad who left their mom. No. But then once I stopped worrying about that, I concentrated on now. I cook a nice meal, I eat. I make a movie, I watch. I make a music, I listen to. I go for a walk. I wake up in the morning, take a shower, go to work. Like I concentrate on that very moment. That's when I found that healing started. Yeah, there are relapses now and then. But then again, like unajua, progress is progress, no matter how slow. So yeah, that sense of entitlement and the worry and thinking that this is mine, I should not let go of this. It's what.
So now, are you able to still reach out to your children, or she just decided never again?
I've not talked to my kids for the past. My son, the last time I talked to him was last year, November. I haven't seen my daughter or talked to my daughter for the past like 5 years.
So well, I think that was a touching story. And what would you say as your parting shot on this? What have you learned throughout the process?
What I've learned through all this process is life happens. You have no control. Okay, we think that we have control. We think that we have options. But when life happens, it just happens. And what throws us off balance is the fact that the illusion of control. Like I have this figured out. Once something happens that you did not expect, it throws you off balance. So me, what I've learned in this whole scenario is, first of all, I got rid of expectations. I got rid of entitlement. I got rid of that holding on. I got rid of thinking of how things could have been, how I could have done better. I got rid of tomorrow. What will I eat tomorrow? What will I do tomorrow? So after learning the lessons, and after getting rid of all that baggage, because I call it baggage, because once you're stuck on your yesterday, that is baggage. Once you are thinking about tomorrow, that is baggage. And you will never ever move beyond that. But once you concentrate on making today count, regardless of what happens, regardless of whether the kids think you are good dad or bad dad, regardless of whether your wife thinks you are a good person or a bad person, regardless of what the society thinks or
About
expects of me. But then are those expectations in line with your healing or your mental stability, well-being? Yeah, that's the word. If not, because once the society dictates who you are or who you should be, you will find yourself like you want to heal, but then you have an image to maintain.
Yes.
Huh? You have a dad, responsible father figure to maintain. Say you have a job, you're homeless. The society still expects you to
bolder now.
You'll never heal. Actually, you will die. Actually, these expectations are what drive men to suicide.
Yeah.
Because now there is that man figure that the society wants you to be. So me, the takeaway I got from this whole thing, like I said, I'm not yet there. It's a process. And I'm still in the process of healing. But then I got rid of all these things. My expectations, what the society expects of me. I prioritize my peace, my mental health, and growing myself. Because once I'm mentally healthy, I'll be able to take care of my children. But if I'm not mentally healthy, even when my kids come and see their dad, yes.
Very, very true. Now there you had it from Mr. Kimathi, and that was really a touching story. But I think I also have a parting shot to the ladies out there. The truth remains. The father to your children remains their father. And you remain their mother. Guess what? You will struggle alone and they will look for their father one day. I've had so many stories of girls who have looked for their father. And they do that regardless of their age. So let us embrace what we call co-parenting. It's very simple. Allow your children to see their father. They need him. When you were growing up, you also needed a father figure in your house. So if your father is still alive, give the children the priority to see their father. Let them see their father even if it's on a weekend. And then you can have your time alone. Then pick your children again and they can do that kind of a relationship. At the end of the day, you deny your children a fatherly love. You deny your children the right to know their father. You deny your children the right to grow up with a father. So give them that opportunity to know who is their father, to know how their father is. Let them be the judge. Let them be the judge of my dad was not a good dad or my mom was not a good mom. Let them be the judge, but give them that freedom. So in all this, I also want to say that we must own our future as individuals. I know marriage can look like you want to own it and everything. And somebody once said, whatever you cannot control, ignore it because you can't control it. You're not under control of what another person would want to live this life like. But you can take control of who you want to become in life. So let us always have that build up future for ourselves first. Whether you're getting married as a lady or whether you are a man, have your own dream. What if this family is not here? So what if this wife is not here? So what if this marriage is not here? I move on to my dream. I pursue my purpose. So your purpose must always be there, that you will not give up life because of another person. Thank you so much for reaching out. If you like what we are doing, kindly subscribe and like for that show. Thank you.